Yes, sir. We officially back at it. This is Book Nice 10, about to bring you a review of the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Trunks. Let's do it.
Man, I used to play the trap spot, propped on the block like I was part of the backdrop. Now it's scale, props, effects, and backdrops. The right lighting, you never catch me biting. Say you make it look so real when you pose the figures fighting. I caught lightning, stuck it in the detour. Replicate epic scenes from the Creed War. Compose pieces with artists that span the globe. Fearsome foes, Spidey in the picture perfect pose. Insert the comic book cutout to shoot a show. Oh, you ain't know? Yo, everybody know me. I made nerds cool nerd like my man Zoe. Took the everyday display, gave it a spark. Welcome to Articulated Comic Book Art.
Alright, so here he is in the clamshell with all the interchangeable parts. I believe this is the most accessories for one of these figures released so far. I think the figure with the next most accessories was probably the Gohan, and then maybe Piccolo after that, if I'm not mistaken. But you see he's got 3 faces there for when he's in his regular version here. You can, I don't know if you can really see, but you can tell because the eyebrows match the hair there. And then he's got 4 here and an additional head altogether. So 3 and an additional head, which is basically like 4 different faces there for when he's in Super Saiyan mode. And again, the eyebrows match the hair, so that's how you know. Then he's got a full sword. He's got the sheath. He's got like a quarter sword, because you could just actually put it into the sheath there rather than them giving you one sword and being able to pull it completely out the sheath. And then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different hands, which is basically 5 sets though, left and right. So you got left and right there, there, and there. And this is actually 2 right hands right here though. So a lot of possibilities here. But let's take a close look at the figure. We have Trunks completely out of the clamshell. Really like the way this figure came out. I forgot to mention that the 2 hands that obviously come with the figure, come already attached to the figure, will put it at a total of 14 hands and 6 complete sets of left and right. So the 2 closed fists is what he comes packaged with. But again, really like the way this figure came out. I know this guy is kind of a fan favorite. A lot of people really like this guy. So I'm going to take a close look at the articulation real quick. So in terms of articulation, he pretty much retains the same amount of articulation as the previous releases from Figuarts, but he is articulated slightly different in some different areas. But you got the head on a ball joint here. Obviously the head is removable. It does get a nice full range of motion. Looks down pretty good, looks up pretty good. He does not have a point of articulation at the neck here though, and some of the other figures, the Goku, you could actually move the neck a little bit too, but it still doesn't really limit it. I mean, you still do get a pretty nice range of motion. He does have something that some of the other figures don't have in this upper chest articulation. He still does have a waist swivel, but he's got this rotation at the upper chest, sort of like how Hasbro does some of their figures. And a lot of the other figures, you can actually pull it apart here at the waist, and it's an extra joint there, and you can extend it and give him a little more rotation at the waist. But this guy doesn't seem to be able to extend there, and instead they gave him the upper chest articulation, which is fine. So again, it still does have just about the same amount of articulation. It's just in a different spot, and they did something different with the ball joints here at the shoulder too. Rather than put it where the insignia would get broken, not broken, but you know, it would piece apart, like for instance the Steve Rogers Captain America. They just hid the ball joint within, which I think is a better idea. You still do get the full range of motion, but the joint is just kind of hidden there, which I thought was a nice touch. You get double jointed elbows, you get a swivel on the wrist, and you also get a hinge, which is really nice for, you know, some of those kind of martial arts poses or energy blast poses. Obviously the hands are removable. Again, full rotation at the waist. Like most of the other figures, this joint here at the leg kind of extends downward and upward, and that'll give you that extra range of motion that you need to turn it or get him into some croucher poses or some flying poses. I don't really like the way that look with that kind of, the way it looks with that kind of gaping hole in there, but still it works. It's okay. It's not horrible. Double jointed knees. You get a nice range of motion on a foot. It is on a ball joint, so you can get a nice pivot, plus the toe joint. So it's the same thing on both sides as far as the articulation. He came out really, really nice. Little peg hole in the back, that's for when you put the sword there. Came out really, really clean. The notches on the belt buckle, the jacket. The jacket is kind of a soft material. I mean, it can sort of move at some parts, but it's not removable. It's not removable in any way, though. And again, I just really, really do like the way they did this guy. He came out really, really nice. I like the way the hair looks. Lavender and the white and some gray shading in there. So that came out really, really nice. I'll show him with some of the interchangeable parts. So here he is with the sword on. Sword fits on really, really well because it has the peg hole here, and then the strap goes around and you can snap it back into the sheath there. I have him with the quarter sword in there, so you could just put it on like that. Sword doesn't hinder his arm articulation or anything in any way. You can still turn the waist and articulate the head and the upper chest area and everything. It looks great. It fits on great. It's perfect. All of the hands that are fitted to hold the swords, they hold the sword perfectly. It's a nice tight grip. There's no problem there. He has no problem gripping either sword, the full sword or the quarter sword. I have him with one of the other interchangeable hands here, like the half open hand. It's both semi-open hands there. Both fully open hands. 1 and 1 right there. Other side. Both hands for holding, the left and the right there. Right hand thumb and the closed mouth, angry face. And there he is with the first Super Saiyan head. So that's pretty much it I'm going to do for this review as far as showing the interchangeable parts and stuff. I'll get a little more open in this week's MTIT. But overall, a really, really nice figure, man. I really like the way this guy came out. I really like the direction that this line is going. Looking forward to definitely picking up each and every figure in this line. And if you have the money to spend it, I would definitely say this is worth it. It's worth $50 for all the possibilities that you got and just the posability. I just really, really like the figures because of that. So until next time, y'all. Peace.